In the autumn of 2021, GCN's presenters from around the world joined forces to create a super team. A super team of some of the most average professional cyclists from recent years. The aim? To crush the Zwift Racing League. Except, we really didn't. We got crushed, and our meagre reputations were at stake.
Who is he? Up. It hurting now.
Myself and Ollie signed up to take on the final round of the Zwift Racing League. This is it, mate.
Yeah.
Time to go out with a bang.
Well, that's it. I mean, let's see if we can actually salvage some pride.
Hasn't gone to plan.
Team GCN.
Hasn't gone to plan for Team GCN. So this is our chance, Ollie. This is it. Doing it. 8.5 minutes to go. On big watts from you today.
Yeah, about that. I'll try my best.
So will I.
The Zwift Racing League is now huge. Over 1,700 teams took part last season, with almost 14,000 riders. There is one Premier Division for men's and women's teams, and then the community leagues, of which there are many, to suit different time zones and ability levels. You can sign up for the next season at the moment, although more on that later. Now, you race as a team, and tactics are super important, meaning that you need to communicate with your teammates as you race, and that is part of the fun, even if your friends are like mine. Races are won on points, which are given for intermediate sprints and hill climbs, and for final finishing positions too. Then added up for all of your team to get your final result. Here at GCN, our dream team ended up in the EMEA North Division A2 League, which is a highly competitive league, I must say, and you join us for the final and perhaps toughest round of the 8. The countryside tour in the Mercury Islands, 42 kilometres long and with a tough gravel climb to be covered 3 times. The finish of the race is at the top of it.
We've been told to change bikes to a mountain bike to take it on, but I think I'm going to stick with good old tried and trusted. Before we begin though, let's just take a look back at how we've got on the series so far.
Well, Connor, it's a good question. The answer is solidly average. Although it did start well. In the opening team time trial, we finished second out of 14 teams, filling us with false hope. We dropped to 8th in round 2, 5th in round 3, then 9th, 13th, 12th and 13th. So what on earth happened?
So the virtual dust has settled on the Zwift Racing League, so I thought it was only right to give you a little bit of a summary of my experience having raced over the last number of weeks in the evening event.
Where did it all go wrong? Seems a little bit harsh, if I'm honest. I mean, I did have an absolute blast for 8 weeks. So technically nothing went wrong there. If you're thinking about results, then you might have a point.
My biggest weakness, the league as a whole, was the climbs. Every time we hit a climb, I was just on my limit, in the red, struggling, just going as hard as I could to try and survive. And even if I did survive, that was it. It just took too many matches from me.
The first Zwift League race that I took part in was a team time trial, and it was so hard. It was such a baptism of fire. I remember going into it just thinking, I really don't want to get dropped. I really don't want to get... I was like quite worried about it because of all the... Well, you're all going to blooming comment.
I think I probably didn't quite have as much top end as I thought I might. And I suppose, if I'm being really honest with myself, I didn't have quite as much mid-end fitness either. And probably my base fitness was lacking too.
The next team time trial I did, we had to finish with 4 in order to count, right? And we had 4 left, and then Hank got dropped. Hank got dropped, meaning we were only 3 people, and so our time didn't count across the line.
We actually racked up some okay results. Sure, a couple of us got dropped, and we were certainly still a little bit away from troubling anyone at the top of the leaderboard, but you know, it was fun.
I even found that when I was dropped, I could kind of keep an eye on tactics, you know. It was like I was almost like a team manager in the race. Gave me a purpose.
Five seconds, Ollie. Oh. Here we go. 600 watts to start. Not getting dropped from the gun like before. 82 in the race today. It's a solid pack. How's the legs been? How's the legs been recently? What sort of form are you in? Come on.
Do you know what? I've actually been in really good form, you know, since Mallorca and that. And got in some really good form, you know, for over the summer with the Tour de Station and things like that. But as we head into winter now, I'm starting to feel fatigued, but I feel I can still ride all right.
So I've had 2 appearances in the Zwift Racing League now. First one I was really happy with actually. I was in good form. Went for an early one in the sprint, just didn't work out for me. So I thought the next time I took part I'd really go for it. Just didn't have the legs well out the back. This time I'm really hoping to be counted, make a difference in the team, get us a good result. So I'm motivated.
Yeah.
Sprint coming up. Don't get caught out here. Oh, you're flying, mate.
You in?
Just about. There's only about 30 people in this.
2 people who know a thing or two about Zwift racing are Tom Thrall and Kristen Kulczynski. Zwift racing can be a whole different ballgame to racing and riding out on the road, so I thought I'd get some tips from these 2 proven virtual race winners. Tom Thrall rides for the Next eSport Insured e-racing team, the 2021-2022 Zwift Racing Premier League champions, and when we spoke, he was #1 ranked male on Zwift Power in the world.
What are the key markers you're looking at from other riders? What kind of signs are they going to give away that maybe an attack's going to go or the pace is ramping up, you need to concentrate? Interested to your take on that one.
Yeah, so that's a good point. So I think there's 2 pieces to that one. You have your rider list on the right side of the screen. And anytime you see those orange numbers, it's just something to watch out for. So obviously we race the same guys kind of week over week, just like in any peloton. You know the guys to watch for and kind of what their strengths are. So maybe when you're approaching kind of that 1 minute out mark, who's going to make that early attack or whatever you're looking for. So watch those numbers on the right. As soon as you see orange, that's going to respond faster than the visual cues of your rider in front of you, because they could be ramping up from the back of the pack and you might not see them until it's too late.
Kristen has been ranked the #1 female racer in the world on Zwift Power and placed top 10 at the inaugural UCI Zwift World Championships.
Kristen, thanks for joining us. What is your #1 best piece of advice for racing on Zwift?
Actually, the #1 tip and something I've learned is when you're gonna attack and go for it, it's all in. It's don't even, just give it everything you got. And it sometimes might work for you and it might not, but why not take that risk? I tend to be a little bit of a risk taker because I personally would just get bored sitting there. I like to make it fun for myself, which isn't the smartest thing, which I'm working on.
As the race wore on, it became clear that the usual pattern was emerging. Some GCN presenters had gone out the back, others were just about hanging in there, but one rider was actually doing well.
Hurting now. Yeah, sit in a bit because you need to kind of recover for this next climb, don't get carried away.
We're on gravel bikes. It's like when I'm on the climb, the gravel climb, they all just me over.
You've got a good way to go though, with 5 of them. You can get this group together, you can gap them now, I think that's how you do it.
Yeah, we're catching them and I'm only just riding just below threshold.
I literally think this is our best chance for victory in this race. I'm getting excited. My chance of points are gone, so I'm going to try and guide Ollie de-essing at the side here, see if I can help him out. If we can finish off with a win, how amazing would that be?
3/4 of the way into the final race, it was really hard. The gravel climb was absolutely savage, and like it just completely detonated. Like people were just getting shelled out the back, and then there was just a group of me and like about 5 other guys that they all had gravel bikes and I had a road bike, so I kept attacking them on the road section to get ahead, to get a gap, because I was faster there, and then every time I got onto the gravel they were like just clawing me back on the gravel.
Go on, Ollie!
They're all sitting on me because they know they've worked it out too.
Go on, Ollie! Go, 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 they're on you, go! Where are you going?
Kick, who is he?
So state of play now, 4 kilometres to go, Ollie's away, 2 up front group. He's doing an absolute mega effort here, trying to do all he can to drop this last rider's on a gravel bike, Ollie's still on his road bike. Approaching the gravel section, this is really where he needs to make the difference, just dig in, mate. The cheeky little weasel. Come on, bring him back.
Up, he's put 17 seconds into me.
Go on. Oh, good effort, mate.
Got hands in the air.
Second place. What a man.
The results then, a stellar performance from Ollie, taking second on the night and mopping up a whole truckload of points. But as for the rest of us, well, put it this way, the team finished 9th. It left us 8th overall in our league, just behind Raymond Abandon and ahead of AHDR Donuts. Congratulations though must go to the winners Dirt Wolfpack 4, who put in performances that we could only dream of.
How you feeling after that?
I feel I'm going to be sick.
Oh, I managed to hold most of them off, and then there was just this one lad who just came up behind me, and he was so strong, and I was just like I was absolutely battered, and then I chundered.
You alright, mate?
No.
Good effort there. Oh, you're absolutely beasting it there.
I couldn't go with that kid. He was killing me.
I tried to hang with at the start, but I just didn't have the legs.
He put 20 seconds into me in the last 500 metres.
I know, he was fine. Fair play to him, well done. A Mansell. Only 17 as well.
One to watch.
Yeah. I've really enjoyed racing with everyone. It's been nice to share it around with all the GCN presenters and get stuck in together. We've got quite competitive at times.
We have indeed. All the time, in fact. It really does get the competitive juices going, but more than that, it's been an absolute blast racing alongside friends, in some cases that we've not seen for ages, but we get to catch up every Tuesday night for a Zwift race, which genuinely brings the best of doing sport with your mates, but with the convenience of doing it at home and with zero risk factor. As I mentioned at the start, you can sign up to Season 2 at the moment. Registration closes on the 7th of January. If you don't have enough riding friends to submit a team of your own, then the ZRL Facebook page is the place to go to find a team, or an extra rider or two if you're looking. And best of all, it's free. Free to sign up and free to race. You just need your Zwift subscription. And as for Team GCN, well, we will be back, but having done some more training and perhaps having recruited some fresher talent. Thank you, though, to all the other teams in our division who tore our legs off on a weekly basis. We had a blast.
Let us know in the comments, though, what you think of our efforts. And if you'd like to try Zwift Racing, like Ollie. See you on the next video.